What's going down, DJs? Hey, I'm finally talking this week. That's a new one. Well, I'll tell you what. We were trying let's just text this down and send everybody a mass text. And that shit was great until last week when I went like 0 and 3 or 0 and 4. I stopped looking. It was really all just on that Bucks Washington game. And I promise you, I will go to my grave believing that I would have won all of those if Baker Mayfield would have just not fumbled the damn ball on the 20-yard line. It's ridiculous. They were winning. They're going down, moving the ball. Mike Evans had just reached out for that first down. Very next fucking play. Ridiculous. Anyways, so let's put that behind us. Move forward. Let's keep going into these playoffs. Let's see what we can do. So a couple things. Really, the two plays today, the two official, quote-unquote official plays, are going to be totals. So if you don't like that, sorry. I don't know what to tell you. But I will give you a teaser. So let's go over the totals first. First one, I'm going back to Washington. And first of all, fuck you, Washington. Still pissing me off. I'm going to go over 55.5 in this game. So my algorithm cap, whatever you want to call it, does have this game actually ending 28-28. So meaning somebody's got to get something, right? A field goal. So really 31-28. So give it to 59. Now, that's just the algorithm. I'll be honest with you. Usually in the playoffs, that algorithm is a little off. You kind of have to account for an extra field goal or sometimes even an extra touchdown, depending on the team. Mainly because everyone's playing harder. The game's going a little bit faster. They know they got to win. That crunch time doesn't start 4 minutes left in the game. Crunch time usually starts like second half. So that's number one. Number two, both of these teams love to go for it on fourth down. The Lions are number one at going for it on fourth down. Washington is number two. Secondly, or thirdly, I guess at this point, the Lions defense has been actually performing decently up front, but their secondary has been getting torched the entire season. Now, I expect them to be a little bit better this week because they've had some rest. I believe they're getting some players back. So I do believe the Lions are going to win this game, but I do think Washington is going to give them a little bit of a matchup here, and I could see this again ending up like 24-35, 35-28, something like that. So we're going to go over 55.5. I think the Lions, they've really been drawing these plays up all game or all year to know that they have the offense that's going to get there. And their defense has not been stepping up to their side. So Washington should be able to keep pace. Washington's going to keep going for it. Washington knows they have to go out. And on top of all that, this is the only game that's indoors. So give me the over 55.5. Really love that play. Second one, though, here is going to be Bills-Ravens under 51. And if you can find a 51.5, even better. So both these teams, number one, bad weather. Number two, defenses have been playing out lately. They've been good, both sides of the ball. I don't expect to see a whole lot of offense here, mainly because the defenses have just been so stifling. I mean, they've been the Ravens since really week like 12. They turned it on. They got Kyle Hamilton back at safety, and it's made all the difference in the world. They've been able to actually stop receivers. For the first half of the season, or even a little bit more than that, every receiver that went against them, every number one receiver was just putting together a huge day. That finally stopped. I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of people go off on the Bills here. Maybe James Cook has a couple good runs here and there. I think really Josh Allen's going to have to try to will this team to a win. And I personally think that the Ravens are going to win. But Josh Allen's going to have to do a lot of this work, and I don't think he's going to do it by passing 80 yards down the field in 18-degree weather with, no other than Cooper, really no big receiving name and really not a big downfield threat. So on the other side of the ball, the Ravens are going to try to feed Derrick Henry. They're going to try to let him go Yeti mode and just smash over everybody, which is great. And I expect that to work. And I expect Lamar to be open for some great runs down the field. But it's going to take time off the clock. They're going to slow play it. It's cold. Zay Flowers may or may not be ready for this game. And to be honest with you, he may want to play because it's the playoffs. But I don't know if I'm coaching this game, if I want him in there. Bad weather, bad footing, your knee's coming off an injury. We need you next week. I might make him active, but really try to limit his playing time. And without him, Bateman's your main downfield shot, and I don't love it. Mark Andrews should get some work. Likely is going to probably get some work. And that's going to be a lot of mid to intermediate stuff. a lot of just slow playing, milk the clock kind of play. So under 51 in that game, just for stylistic reasons, for defensive reasons, for weather reasons, everything is pointing me to the under in that game. Now, as far as sides, give me the Eagles. I got it at -6. It's currently at 6.5. I still like it at 6.5, but I wouldn't go to 7. Eagles, they've been able to just smash people with the running game, and I don't think it's going to be any different. I think the Rams, for the most part, just kind of got lucky that they were playing Sam Darnold last week. Darnold went Sam Darnold, and that it happens. And sorry for Minnesota, but Philadelphia's not going to have that happen. Jalen Hurts isn't going to have that happen. And most importantly, Saquon isn't going to have that happen. I really expect the Eagles to just kind of lean on that Rams defensive line and just have their way with them. The Rams have been a very heavy passing team. They go kind of as Puka goes. He is their third down, emergency X weapon. And without him there, or without him being just top notch, they're going to struggle. They may struggle to move the ball. We've seen them in games where their offense just goes completely flat. And I think this may be one of those spots. The Eagles secondary has been awesome. The bad weather in Philly is going to be another issue. And it may not be as severe. It's going to be colder and it's going to be snowy for sure. It may not be too bad because the wind isn't going to be terrible. But I don't think that helps the Rams any. If anything, that's going to help the Eagles. The Rams want to be that high-flying passing attack. And I love watching it, but I don't think it's a good setup for them this week, especially with that Eagles secondary that's just been playing lights out, again, pretty much this whole second half of the season. So give me the Eagles -6 if you can get it. Just shop around for the 6. And then lastly, I am going to have a teaser here. Now, I'm going to kind of break my own rule, take a 7-point teaser, Chiefs and Lions today, bring them down to 2. So Chiefs -2, Lions -2.5. Get that as soon as possible because I do think these are going to go up. I would not be surprised to see these get to 10, and then you're really not going to touch that. I wouldn't. You don't want to tease it just to get it down to a 3. So get it while you can. Get it while you can bring it under a 3. Use that 7-point teaser. Again, probably one of the only times I'm going to ever recommend that, but it's just too good of a value to let it pass up. So those are the plays for this weekend, guys. Hopefully everybody has a great divisional round. Hopefully it's a great bounce back spot for us. Appreciate you guys listening, and I will see y'all soon.